like that, we got some exciting news of 343, I guess in a sense, rebranding, which may mean more than we think. Rebranding, first off, would mean that the staff, what's that lady's name? Bonnie Ross has been gone. So that'll mean that the staff is going to be a little bit different on the higher ups. I hope the hierarchy gets changed around. It also does kind of scream that a new project is going to be announced soon. You don't really just change studio names out of the blue. You feel me? So I'm hoping that that's something that comes about as well with the change of a studio name and a rebranding. And I'm also hoping that we disband a little bit some of the 343, the current 343 concepts and ideas of what a team should be, and we turn more towards Bungie for a little bit more direction. We heard that 343 had Bungie on direction for later on in the development of Halo Infinite's multiplayer. I guess you could say the ongoing multiplayer, and even the story mode. We brought Joe in from Halo 2, who wrote a lot there. But it'll be very cool to see what they can do. Pump out more content. That's obviously the main thing. And our boy Pierre, I think he's a French guy. Our nigga Pierre literally just said that people are waiting for more content. The fans are waiting. The fans are hungry. So I'm really excited to see if that's something that they deliver on, that little promise. So Pierre, all the best to you. I hope that your team has the best of success with Halo, a little bit more than 343 has in the recent 3 to 4 years. Halo 5 and Halo 4 actually didn't do too terribly compared to the amount of backlash that they're getting for actual game, like multiplayer. Halo 5, I'll say, didn't get as much backlash multiplayer-wise as compared to what's going on right now with Infinite, but let's take it from there. Anyway, that's my little TED Talk. I appreciate you coming there. We're just let's watch the finals and take it from there.
Now it's time to bring out their opponents. Get ready, Greenwall. Seattle, show some love to Optic Gaming. We got Trippy, Formal, Lucid, Dead Zone, and Lunchbox. Greenwall, stack those chairs and make some noise for Optic Gaming.
This nigga came in his shorts and just wear some Nike Tech pants, bro.
You just one time so we can get this started. Help me set it ablaze. Are you ready to get this grand final started? I like that. OSAP, Rob, let's lock it down.
Well, here we are then, everybody. This is what it's all about. All roads have led to this moment right here in Seattle, our grand final of the 2024 season. The Halo World Championships certainly has not disappointed, and these are the two teams we expect.
Why do I feel like I've seen these niggas on Apex broadcasts? I've seen these niggas on Apex broadcasts for sure, Steve.
Of course, it's a rematch from Salt Lake City, but most importantly, it is your 2024 Halo World Championship Grand Final, and of course, it's a best of 7.
It is a best of 7 indeed, and if you're watching Halo for the first time, if you're wondering how this works, if Space Station win this first series, they will be Halo
King of the Hill on Solitude, eh?
However, if Optic Gaming win this series, we go to a bracket reset. We play a second best of 7, where the winner will take it all.
A long road, as we said.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing a double match.
Bracket runs before, but this one might be their toughest yet. Going up against a team that, remember, reset the bracket on them only about 4 weeks ago in Salt Lake City at the final major of the year. That will be
Halo 5 on MCC. Smart guy.
They're also going to remember that they made quick work of Optic Gaming across 2 best of 7s. Now SSG only needs 1 to become your Halo World Champions.
And becoming Halo World Champions is what this team almost needs to do. 3 out of the 4 majors this year have been won by Space Station Gaming, but it will be a footnote should they not manage to get over the line here in the biggest tournament of the year. On the other side of the stage, though, it is the team who has been the bridesmaid, never the bride so far this season. The second place curse has haunted them.
Is that their coach?
Have not missed a
No, the coach is in the back.
However, have not managed to get over that line. Maybe here in Seattle, in front of a packed house, Optic Gaming will be able to get over that line for the first time.
I have to learn why they put the the earbuds in. I think it's probably team audio and then game audio is on different headphones.
These are professional players who want nothing less than first place. It has been a frustrating year for Optic Gaming. There's been a lot to be proud of, but they have yet to hoist a trophy in many, many months now, well over a year's time. Let's take a look here at the map records.
Oh,
Between these two in your
Space
first
Station
best
is
of 7, starting things off with live fire strongholds.
Not surprised to see
pretty good with live fire.
between the 2 teams as well when you look at those records. Map number 1, live fire stronghold, certainly does favor Space Station Gaming, but game 2, you've got Optic just in the lead. Argyle CTF, nothing between the 2 teams. Optic a little bit of an advantage in the next one, but then Space Station towards the back end of this series look the stronger when it comes to those records.
Yeah.
Her clutch say it on the desk, and it was perfectly put. Optic Gaming needs to
Space
do this
Station
early,
gotta do this.
and they need to not
Or
do
yeah,
those
Optic
later
gotta do it
games.
early. I was
Just
about
take
to
a
say the
look at
same thing.
The charts start to get pretty one-sided, without a doubt. A 5-1 record for Solitude King of the Hill for Space Station. Recharge Slayer goes
If they can win 4 matches back to back, then they run it back again. That would actually be a very interesting series.
In general, across 2024 at the bottom as well, 36 and 21 in those finals. SSG 40.
Someone said Game 3 is the decider. Game 3 is the decider if Space Station isn't clapping them in the first 2 games.
What one of their biggest rivals did last time that we were on this main stage in Seattle. The bracket can be reset. Yeah. You can win from this position, but this early momentum for Optic is so important. And the fact they just came off that big win, they should feel pretty comfortable on that main stage right now.
Absolutely, and let's not forget, you saw the records in Strongholds Live Fire. They do favor Space Station, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. If Optic Gaming takes that game number 1, Street Slayer and CTF Argyle were essentially split in the statistics. If Optic can go up 3-0 here early on, we could be locking in for quite an evening of Halo.
You look at the player stories themselves, there's a lot of players on that main stage who already have a World Championship ring, whether it be in Halo 5, whether it be in Halo Infinite, but there's a couple of players who certainly don't. That gentleman on your screen right there, before this season got underway, he didn't have an event win. He hadn't even been in a Grand Finals. And now Legend finds himself with an opportunity to become a Halo World Champion. Dead Zone, on the Optic side of things, he is thinking the same thing. This is my opportunity. This is my chance to get that ring on my finger.
And you heard Legend say it in pre-game interviews as well. Yes, we've won 3 majors this year. Yes, he's been undoubtedly had one of the most historic seasons of any player in 2 decades of professional Halo. And it goes without saying, the biggest statement for an international player of all time.
So sick to see the whole crowd there. I was watching one of the early games yesterday, like very early. They were doing 1v1s, which they should add to Halo Infinite. The 1v1 maps look beautiful. So I'm gonna be... Here's my prediction right now. Here's my prediction. They're gonna add...
Congratulations, man. Amazing tournament, amazing season. I'll trade 20 of these in for a Halo
1v1s.
Championship. So that's what it means to Legend. You can only imagine that's exactly what it means to everybody else on this main stage. And that's what it means
Map
to fans
specific.
as well, right? Optic fans are desperate to see their team get over the line.
1v1s with map specific maps. If you didn't see that, sorry, I had to make sure the camera was on. If you didn't see the 1v1s, they basically had a bunch of maps that were like, say, Bazaar, right? But they would change Bazaar around, and then they would make it fully white and like green and purple, or white and green and red or something, right? And then the skybox would just be fully white, light, everything like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, right? They mess up the map a little bit so it feels the same but different. So 1v1's something that they're definitely going to add. We already know they're going to add third-person mode. With third-person mode, I'm hoping they add in a couple more maps. It's been leaked. It's been leaked that 3 new guns are coming to Halo Infinite. The double barrel shoddy. Shoddy like a melody. The fuel rod cannon. And I can't remember what the other one was, but at least 2 new guns, and then possibly a third one. It'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. But the 1v1s need to be added to the game ASAP. They did add 2v2s, so I'm happy about that. And I'm going to show off some 2v2s later. So yeah, let's see how this fares. I'm not going to be doing too much talking. I don't really have a bid in this. But
this is a fantastic start for them. Really is a clean grab. Deadzone knows he needs to stay alive here, but even decides to challenge, and even with 2
we're gonna watch this too.
On the map. Nice control, nice points on the board early on for Optic Gaming.
2 dead still on the side of Space Station, so Optic can just take their time here. Milk these points for all they're worth before they
gotta get a good anti-hack system. There's not a lot of people that are hacking, but when they do, it's so apparent, bro. I was playing Strongholds on live fire as well. Somebody who just sat on B and just kept no sniper headshots on everybody with the DMR. Cross map, like you'd be going down this lane, and as soon as he sees you, bap 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 bap. Someone says show hell jumpers. I'm gonna stay on until after the game is after the games are good snipe, Lucy. After the games are done, I'm gonna stay on just in case they drop something new.
However, Deadzone's kill makes it 3 dead for Space Station for the moment. The last player was trading. It was Eco. A triple kill for Deadzone early on allows Optic Gaming to secure B. They will start scoring once again.
Big finishes coming in there from Deadzone. Picks up that triple kill. What a tournament he has had. SLC was a tough one for him. We know that he was sick. We know
Deadzone is shit.
Still managed to be a part of Optic Gaming making it to that grand final. But now he's fit. Now he's healthy. He has shown us here in Seattle exactly what he can do. 3 dead for SSG, and it's looking like potentially our first triple cap opportunity.
He starts to flip as well. How does Deadzone play this QT in the back pocket? Don't forget about it. Doesn't even need it.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
For that reset. Most importantly, it will be a trip cap for Optic Gaming early on, and still 2 dead for SSG. Bowden knows he needs a big play here, a big opportunity for him to push things back in their favor.
You're wondering why Optic are looking so dominant at the start of this, by the way. Look at the statistics. Deadzone is the
check the statistics.
10 and 2 at the
Shanice, you're yapping too much. Yappa, yappa, yappa.
On the Space Station roster, who usually is the kill leader, Stella is yet to register a kill, and this might be the longest he's ever gone without.
Good.
Can you imagine? Just the setup right here. Deadzone is on 11 kills when Stellar's on 0. If you told me in game 1 we'd ever have something like that, I would not have believed you. And speaking
Let's see what Deadzone does here.
Run for Optic Gaming, they retake the lead by a huge margin now, 85 to 46.
Deadzone's going to flip A as well, so they will continue to score here as Legend finds himself a...
I started playing, I said it from before, but I started playing controller again because I saw the pros all play controller. Halo's like a controller game, which I'm happy about, like, you know? It feels better on controller. It's the opposite than most games. Most games you get like the person who uses a controller is a one-off, but in this game it's the opposite way. The person that uses KBM uses the one-off.
Deadzone and team are going to take advantage of that. They will flip A as a result.
Triple cap back in for Optic Gaming. Deadzone is going to have to deal with multiple members of Space Station though, as they will flood in towards A and should be able to flip it. Formal's trying to, he's best to defend C at the moment, but you can see that he's got a lot of attention on him. As Legend is trying to hunt down multiple players. Sniper rifle in his hands. Trade does
good. Good trade, Formal. That was a tough one.
Leave it to Formal to still trade in that scenario. Not easy to do when you have.
It was tough, and it was tough.
Still make sure to trade in the end. Trippy trying to hold down Nest. It was 3 dead momentarily for the side of SSG. It's an important push here.
Damn, these niggas are just...
Dummies. Keep an eye on this push.
Legend just come off a spawn.
This is what you would expect from championship games.
Because he's on somewhat of an island at the moment, but Legend
I'll go for,
so hard for this kill.
I guess I'll vote for... Space Station gonna clap him, though.
81 points on the board for them. They are starting to
It might be a Cinderella story.
Early advantage that Optic worked for.
Nice kill as well. That's going to keep Optic 2 dead. Staggered spawns if they get these 2 kills at back C as well.
Oh, great shots coming in from Legend. Trippy was flying across with the G-slide, and still Legend managed to make sure that his bandit reticle did not leave his body. Stella will find another one as well, and all of a sudden, Stella finds himself on 4 kills. After a slow start, it's Space Station now, who will continue to score and have the AC hold.
Now it's 3 dead again. Notice that Lucid stayed alive in back tower. He was a staggered death, and he's going to get taken down here again. It's unfortunate series of events for Optic Gaming. It's been continued staggered spawns. Also a lead change now off of the triple.
Lucid's like the leader, too. I guess he has more eyes on him, though.
But also the scoreboard as well.
Now in the hands of Bound as well, so he can have a little bit of fun. Deadzone has no idea where he is. Formal, most importantly, will pick up that kill for Optic, and now Bound has to change his decision.
Deadzone carrying 15?
Members of Optic
6?
flooding in
15 and 6 is crazy.
Has been
God damn.
Optic, so they will continue to score.
She got a wham.
Bound to try and find some kills to find a little bit of space.
See what Bound can do here. Camo dissipates, but perfectly timed there on the 2 dead. And now with Lucid bottom middle, you look for the 4th. It's going to be Trippy all the way at scoreboard. This will be an easy control of B.
Lucid taken down as well. Bounce working alongside his teammate to clean him out from bottom middle. So it's
Yo,
a dead situation for Optic.
Space Station brought it back?
See on our screens to the B stronghold being flipped, and Space Station continues.
This is what you expect from this level of play.
150 points on the board, but this isn't a game that's getting out of hand either way at the moment. Lucid will be taken down by Bound. That's a killing spree for him. Uses the key QT just to soak up a few bullets as he flies through. But most importantly here for SSG, stays alive as Formal finds a snipe and a double kill.
3 dead there for both sides, actually. And now as Formal gets a very, very important kill on C flat, he will flip C. Optic Gaming will be scoring again at the 164 to 130 mark. Let's get into a listening with Optic Gaming.
Oh, close snipe.
Still back green, still back green. Still back green.
I killed one. Last guy A, guys. Last guy A. He has a repulsor going bottom mid, it looks like. He's going rat, going rat.
Hey, we should just leave B. We should just leave B open.
Cuts, on Obi.
On mid as well.
On Obi, so
Woo! Good shit, Formal.
So 2 bolts inside. Yeah.
Say that, watch your mid door. Mid door,
One guy A plat, one guy A plat down. He's key door. I'm backing up B. I'm getting up.
Cuts.
Yeah, just sandbag, one guy.
Eco, weak. We're trying to go top mid. They're trying to cuts.
Big door A plat, guys. Big door A plat.
Damn, they changed it already. In game. Look at the bottom of it. Used to say 343 Studios. Look at the bottom of the screen. Now it says Halo Studios.
Green.
They're really going all in on this change. It might switch back to 343 after, but Halo Studios, boys. That might mean we get a lot of Bungie help back. It would be nice to get an amalgamation of Bungie and 343 finally, just, you know. I mean, personally, I'd rather just Bungie, but you feel me.
And it's going to be Legend who wins it. Trippy just, I think he ran out of ammo in the commando clip and had to switch, and that gave Legend just a window to hit the headshot.
Eventually A will flip, but just as quickly as we say that, C flipping as well. So Space Station now
343 brought us some good stuff. The thrusters, I love the thrusters. I love the thrusters. And then I love how they built on top of the idea of a thruster, but not for it to be a power weapon in Halo Infinite. Love the idea.
From Optic Gaming over at B, so it's not just B that's being flipped. Look at what Trippy's doing. He's damaged Legend top tower. He's going to have to drop down. They're flanking behind. They get 2 dead from SSG, and now
this is
even though A is
tight.
will continue to score.
Really nice staggered 2 dead as well. Finally, all the players on SSG will be popping up, but it was really good timing on the rotation there. That means that Optic Gaming is only 14 points away here, currently outslaying as well, 50 to 41 in the game so far.
Optic now laying the trap. You can see Formal just playing this, waiting for it to play off of. Grenade's going to certainly damage the shields, but Deadzone's going to find the first kill for Optic, so now they have the number advantage. Now Formal can step forward, now he can strike. Cleaning up Legend will make this a very, very profitable few moments here for Optic Gaming, and they will go into a lead and continue to hold.
Damn.
Into the lead. That was
But this could switch
well.
back easily.
Take a look. Trippy gets a late kill on Bound. They have kept
Looks like they're going to rotate. Yep, they're going to rotate for B. I mean C.
Popping up in just 5 seconds.
If Optic can grab this sniper rifle, then it might be their opportunity to close this game out.
Oh! Gets the stick.
Into 2.
Much needed.
Not allowing SSG to get any kind of a foothold on the map.
3 dead yet again, they will also get the sniper rifle as well. What a big double kill from Formal to get that death stick as well. And now Lucid with the sniper rifle, they're already at 230 points on the board.
I don't know why Formal didn't just get, why he didn't, whoever was to get behind Formal, they should, yo, Lucid. Oh, that's how you feel it now? That's how you feel it now?
Well, it's 2 dead for SSG, but they do manage to flip B.
Oh, yo.
Amount of responsibility in the back of B to keep himself alive, to buy the time. But Optic look like they're trying to make the play onto A. They want to flip A and play the ends of the map.
Trippy's starting to play it from the scoreboard side in the window. Looks like he does have the ability to push up here.
What are they going to do? Use this? Oh, go back. No. You just missed them. Yeah.
Shots like that keep SSG in the death screen.
Bound going to challenge this time, stays alive. Lucid trying to close this game out with a few more kills. It's 240 points on the board here for Optic. If they can hold for the next few moments, then they will go up by 1 in the series.
Oh, they got to tap on A, on C, or whichever one they were pushing.
Camo picked up. It's going to be points continue to be scoring. SSG are making desperate plays in and around those strongholds.
I could never get that jump either. Don't worry, Lucid. Happens to the best of us. Damn. Okay. And Space Station had a much better record on that.
I've got to say, there was an element of control in that game that just felt like Optic.
Anyway, I'm gonna let the commentators do their thing for a minute. I'm feeling parched. I'm gonna get us something to drink.
Let that game number 1 be the answer. They outslay in the end, 65-44, and outscored SSG 250 to 196 to, in the end, comfortably take game number 1 in a game that they trailed significantly and were underneath a punishing triple cap. They find a way to slow the bleeding right around the 180 mark as we take a look at some highlights from that fantastic game number 1. And as we said, absolutely outslay their opponents. How about Dead Zone? 21 kills, 10 deaths, 10 assists, leads the team and the game in both kills and assists. Unbelievable from him.
Phenomenal. Game 1 coming in from Dead Zone is the reason they picked him up. Was to win a Halo World Championship, and even though they've been close to winning titles, major titles this year, they still are waiting for the big one. A performance like that from Dead Zone, certainly gonna feel the belief that's here for Optic Gaming fans. On the other side though, I need to point out a few stats because this is something we don't talk about very often. Stellar, 8 and 17 in that game, shut down by Optic Gaming. And I mean, Eco struggling as well, 9 and 17 for him. Quite simply, like you were saying, outslayed.
Truly outslayed, and not the numbers you expect to see from these players. On the other side, though, like we said, Dead Zone running away with the game. Come on, he goes more than double positive. Formal making plays like this in the late game. If you're hitting double kills like that, you're going to close out games. And Optic Gaming starting with the way they intend to continue. It's a game 1 win, and they now take a 1-0 series lead. Most importantly, let's go back to the series layout, and what did we say? If Optic Gaming can take game number 1, where they were heavily unfavored due to game type records, they now set themselves up for a very strong path through this first best of 7, because we essentially have even records on Slayer Streets as well as CTF Argyle.
The Optic fans, with, like I mentioned, something to smile about here. Game 1 goes their way, but it is just the first step in that long path. But game 2, we're looking at the records. Wes was saying it on the desk. If Optic want to go to that best of 7, the second one, the bracket reset, and like you were saying, it has to be done early here. They have to use the momentum coming off of that elimination bracket final win to start this series off hot. One man who didn't, like I mentioned, Stella, a little bit cold in that first game, but expect him, like I said a little bit earlier when we saw SSG on our screens, at some point he will heat up.
The key to victory there for Optic Gaming was, notice how they kept SSG on the spawn cycle. When they had 2 dead, they would get 3 dead, and inevitably in the feed, they would find their 4th and sometimes 5th kills. That was the key for them. They were dictating the pace of play. They were being the aggressors off of the advantages. They need to continue that here, not just in game 2, but through the entire series, because if you take your foot off the gas, SSG will come in and they will come hard, and they will end your tournament. They will steal away the Halo World Championship trophy. Can Optic Gaming do it again? If they do, it's a 2-0 series lead. However, SSG, they're going to look to tie up the series 1-1. We're underway in game number 2.
Starting off with Dead Zone, why wouldn't you? What a performance it was from him in the previous game. It looks like this might be a little bit of a false start, so we'll get back into this game as soon as we can, but it gives us an opportunity to continue just talking about what we've seen. And one thing that I want to talk about is, you know, SSG and Optic Gaming, throughout the season, it's always been SSG who've kind of had the upper hand until SLC. That one series, the winners bracket final, where Optic got over the line, I think would have given them just a little bit of belief, even though they went on to, unfortunately, not make it to that trophy lifting moment. Of course, falling to SG a couple of times in that grand final. Sometimes just believing you can beat a team once shows you that you can do it, and the man on your screen at the top of the KD leaderboards this tournament, Lucid, needs to lead the line for his squad.
Absolutely does. 1.25 at the Halo World Championship. Not easy to do when you have the best teams in the world here fighting for a $1 million prize pool. Quite a KD from him. Dead Zone, of course, also on this leaderboard. Worth noting, as we heard mentioned earlier, Legend the only SSG player on this KD leaderboard all the way at the bottom here. Still a top 5 performance, but you could just tell off that game one, Lucid and Dead Zone are bringing a different level to this tournament.
One of my questions coming into this event, when we were talking about our predictions, right? I said it was going to be, I felt it was going to be an Optic SSG final based on what we've seen this season. The reason that I was coming into this and saying I think it's going to be difficult for Optic,
I'm gonna be dead ass. I'm
someone
playing.
has to match what Legend and Bound.
Oh, does
Legend
that
and Stella
fuck
are
up
doing
the
in these big
screen?
moments. The fact that they can be 2 dead SSG,
Does that fuck up the
but
screen?
if one of
No,
them
it
has a
doesn't.
sniper.